All right, hey everybody, welcome back. Crypto Mid here. This next video, I kind of just want to go into for everybody who's new to just investing, just period, just a good strategy. And again, I'm not a financial advisor by any means, but I'm just giving you guys some things that have worked for me, and you guys can try them out. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't work for you, then just kind of research some things in your own and find out what works for you. But so if you're just new to just investing, period, what I would say, and this video might be a little bit longer because I'm kind of going to go into little detail here. But if you're new to investing, period, the main thing I can stress is kind of like cash flow management, or just pretty much like being able to manage your money is so important. And so many people can't manage their money. But if you take this approach, because me personally, I look at everything from different perspectives, and I don't know if it's because of my engineering background or if that's just the way that I'm built, but I just look at everything from different perspectives, and I try to understand it. And so, if you look at pretty much like people, like if you just looked at your personal cash flow or your personal financial whatever, your personal financials, if you looked at it as more as a business and say, hey, I'm going to run this as if I was working for this company. So, like again, this is Crypto Mid. So, if I was working for Crypto Mid, say I consider myself now an entity, a business. So, and I'm going to manage my money accordingly. That's a good way of looking at it so that you don't mismanage your money. Because a lot of people just they get money and they spend it. They're not putting anything away to in investing, and this is terrible managing money. They can't like you're paying your bills late, stuff like that. I don't want to get into all that stuff, but I'll just say if you can manage your financials to where you can balance it, how much money down to the cent you got going out and how much you have coming in, the better and the easier your life will be. If you're just making sure everything's paid on time and now you've got extra, like, so if you manage your financials and you manage your cash flow, then you'll know how much you can invest essentially. And yeah, so I'll kind of get back into that a little bit. I kind of don't want to keep going off on tangents, so I'll kind of just get back to the point. But like a lot of people say, hey, well, Bitcoin is like $4,300 a coin. That's expensive. I don't want to buy that much, or I don't want to get into it. And then they put it off, put it off, put it off. That's what I hear from a bunch of my friends. Well, yeah, I understand that, but you don't have to buy it all at once. So let's say you get paid every 2 weeks. If you get paid every 2 weeks, let's say you've managed your financials, you got it down to a T. Because with this, it doesn't take a whole lot of money to make money in this. Um, so it's like you don't have to start off with $1,000, $5,000. You can start off with $100, and then you can make that $100 just grow crazy. So, and I just wanted to start over myself. So this is the same boat I'm in. I kind of just hit a reset button, and I was like, because I kind of built my accounts up, and I've got them to a pretty good number that I like. And so just to do it again, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna forget about those accounts, and I'm just gonna start at ground zero again. So this is me. Like I said, I'm kind of working. I have a job. I'm kind of doing all this stuff, like in any kind of downtime I have. So I just hit ground zero. So I'm starting off right with you guys. So every 2 weeks, I say I'm gonna put because I get paid every 2 weeks. I'm gonna put $200, either 200 or 250, into like cryptocurrency. So every 2 weeks, I've got my bank accounts linked to Coinbase. So I'm going to send $250 to Coinbase, and I'm going to get $250 worth of Bitcoin. Now that number might be high, it might be low. Whatever your number is, figure out that number, how much you can afford to invest. And then the more, the better, of course. Because like I said, you'd rather be making money. So it's like if you're keeping most of your money in a bank account, well, cool. Break everything down into percentages. So maybe you could say, if you put like $1,000 a month in the savings account, maybe you say, all right, I'm gonna scale back on that $1,000 that's just sitting in the bank because that's not doing anything for me. So instead of 1,000, I'm gonna put 250 in my savings account, and then 750 I'm gonna put into Bitcoin. That'd be a good way to do it. Whatever your number is, figure out that number, and then that way you can plan accordingly. But yeah, so kind of just going back to kind of like how much you can invest. Whatever you can afford to invest is kind of just where you should start off. But you don't have to do a crazy number. So like I said, say you even want to do $100. So $100 every time you get paid. So now you've got this $100, and I think a good thing to do is, like I said, come up with goals where you want to be financially. Let's say short term, mid term, long term. So short term might be, say, in the next month or 2 months. Where do I want to be? And then midterm might be 3 to 6 months. So in 3 to 6 months, like I would like to have X amount made or saved up or whatever the case may be. And then do something long term for like a year or longer. Where do I want to be? And come up with those list of goals. And then you could come up with a strategy to help you get to that point. But if you don't know where you want to go, how are you going to get there? You have to know where you want to go first, and then you'll be able to come up with a plan to get there. So that's the most important thing you can do, is coming up with those goals so you can come up with a strategy. And then the next, or this might be even the most important thing, is like I said, is really managing your cash flow and managing your personal financials is just so important. So that pretty much, like, after you pay off all your bills, your student loans or whatever, after you pay all that off, okay, how much do I have that I can throw into this and invest and put away? Because like I said, any money that you invest, you don't want to be pulling that money out. So if you're terrible at managing funds, you need to work on that. Because if you invest, you need to, it's only going to work if you can grow your investment account. But if you can't grow it, if you're making money, and then as soon as you make money, say you invest $500 in Bitcoin, and let's say 2 months from now you make $500, but then you pull that $500 out and spend it, you're not doing anything, because all the money that you're making, you're having to pull out. But it's like, because essentially, think about investing this way: the more that the more capital that you have to invest, the more money you're going to make. That's just how it works. So if I invested $100 in the Bitcoin, and Bitcoin, say right now, went from say it's at 4,200, and say it doubled and went to 8,400. Well, then now I just doubled my money. All right, so I doubled $100. Wow, I got $200. But say if you can grow your investment account to, now I've got 10K in my investment account that I was able to grow, and so now you have 10K worth of Bitcoin, and say Bitcoin doubles to $8,400 a coin. Well, now you've doubled that 10K. So now the same movement that happened with Bitcoin, where it doubled, now instead of making just $100, well, now you've made $10,000, because now you went from 10,000 to 20,000. So it's like, the more money that you have in your investment account, the more money you're going to make. So that's why the whole thing is, yeah, you don't have to start off with a crazy amount, but you just want to make sure what you're putting in, don't take it out. Leave it in there and let it grow. And then trust me, like, before you know it, like, you'll look at your account and be like, I can't believe I have this much money in my account. Like, this is insane. Like, trust me, I had that feeling like a month ago, or even just weeks ago. I'm like, I can't believe I got this much money in my account. Like, this is insane. I've never had this much money before. So you'll get there. And then, like, for me, and that was even off of just like $2,500 was all it took to get to the point where I say I've never seen this much money before in my life. So you don't need a crazy amount of money. You just have to be disciplined and just leave that money in there and just let it grow. Don't touch it. But you have to be disciplined, and you have to be able to really be in charge of your personal finances. So cash flow, like I said, cash flow management is important. Like, whatever you have to do, essentially, to cut down your expenses if you can. This is something I did personally. I started doing like a couple years ago. Is like, if I don't have to spend that money, I don't. Instead of spending it, essentially, so like going out, man, instead of like going out, and say if I, like, the things you do add up and you don't even realize it. So going out to a club, paying like $20 to get in, and then say you might spend like $100 on like bottles to go out for like a weekend, $20 to get in the club, then you buy drinks in the club. So all in all, for like a weekend, you might end up spending like $200. Well, cut that out. If you just cut out that alone, so that 200, say, all right, instead of going out this weekend, like I'm gonna skip going out this weekend, and now that $200, I'm gonna invest it. Boom, that's 200 extra dollars that you have to invest now. That wasn't making you any money. That is now going to be making you money. So it's like any kind of expenses. Take a look at all the money you got coming out. So this is your whole cash flow management. What's coming in? So look at how much money you make and from different revenue streams. Take a look at it and figure out, all right, this is the amount that I have coming in. And I used to do this all the time. Now, like, I'm set on money coming in and money coming out. But so do that breakdown, and then do the same breakdown for all your expenses. So all money coming out. Do a breakdown and say, all right, this is what's coming in, this is what's going out. And then after all that's done, say, all right, so this is my leftover cash. This is cash that after I pay all my bills, this is left over. And now, once you've got that number, say after you pay bills and everything for the month, maybe you have $500 left. So now you got $500 you can play around with. So now out of that 500, you might say, all right, I want to throw 100 in my savings account or leave 100 in my bank account, maybe $100 or $200 for like living or doing whatever, like just gas and just kind of everyday living, $200. And then the last, say $200. Now you got $200 a month that you can throw into Bitcoin or invest it wherever you want to invest in. So do that breakdown, and I guarantee you it'll make life easier for you, because now you know what to work with. And then so you do that, and then you come up with your goals. So you say, all right, this is how much I'm putting in, and I'm not touching this money. So where do I want to be short term, kind of medium term, and long term, based on how much money I'm starting with, and then how much money I'm going to be investing every 2 weeks when I get paid, or say every month. So do that breakdown and come up with those goals. So now you have a roadmap. So it's like now you know what you can do because you've managed your cash flow, and then now you know where you want to be because you made those goals. And so now you can get there. You can get to that point. And then over time it's going to change. So continue. Don't just make it just once and let that be the end all be all. Kind of just check back in. If you hit your short-term goal or you don't hit your short-term goal, say, okay, like it's been 2 months now, how's it going? Do analysis. So analyze it and see how am I doing? How's it going? Like, is this working? Is it not working? If it's not working, figure out, all right, well, how can I make it better? What's going on here? Figure out the problem. And then once you figure out the problem, now you know what the problem is, you can solve it. So if it is working for you, all right, it's working. So now I see it working. Good. Like, how can I improve upon it? How can I make it better? Like, what are some other things I can cut out? Like, figure out how to finesse it. Like, so if it's working for you, is there anything else I can be cutting out or doing to kind of streamline this process or make it faster? And then anything else that you cut out. So you might say, 2 months of this might be working for you where you're making good money, and maybe it's double, or whatever the case may be. Then you can say, all right, I was throwing $100 into the savings account. Well, shoot, that hasn't done anything for me. Let me take that out. And then so now that's an extra $100 that I can start investing every month too. Or you might find just any other expenses or wherever you can come up with extra cash or however you want to do it, then just take that route. Another thing is just multiple streams of income coming in, so maybe you want to like Uber drive on the side or do Postmates, like anything that you can think of to generate extra money for you to then turn around and invest. Great, man, go that route. Trust me, you'll be the better for it if you're investing a lot of money, or not a lot, I'm not going to say a lot of money, but if you're investing as much as you can afford to invest, you will be better off for it. And your investment account will grow and you'll be able to make more money. Because you might get to a point where you grow your account, and now your account is a good size to where it's steadily making you money. And then now the money that you're making, you can afford to take out like $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month and that still doesn't even compare to how much you're making on a monthly basis. So you can afford to take out $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month to do whatever, to live off of, or go on vacations or do whatever you want. And then meanwhile, like, you're still making good money over here in your investment account. So at that point, you can start pulling out a little bit of money out of your investment account to kind of just do things that you want to do. So that's the approach that you need to have. And then, like I said, kind of, please feel free to hit me up. Like, what I do is kind of, people on a personal level, they kind of come to me and are like, hey, I want to be, like, this is how much I want to invest, and this is where I want to be. And then I kind of come up with tailored plans for them. So like I said, hit me up. I can do it on a personal level, but trust me, that's like time, a lot of time, and a lot of effort. But I can do it for like the people I know, for like YouTubers out there who I may not know. You can kind of post it in the comments, maybe kind of don't put your information out there, but just kind of keep it in general terms. And then maybe I can do more videos where I come up with different strategies for different scenarios. Like if you want to invest X amount, then I'll say based off of that, then look at doing this, so I don't mind doing videos like that to help people out. Like I said, I'm here to help people. That's my thing. I'm not one of those people out here who just, all right, I'm doing well, and then now I'm doing well, so y'all on your own. No, like, just me personally, I want to help people out if I can. And I've been blessed, so I just want to be a blessing to others if I can be. So I just want to help people out where and when I can. But so I'm probably just going to wrap this video up at this point, because this one kind of ran a little bit long, but I think that's kind of like a good starting point for people to do out there. So go ahead and just try that stuff out and see how it works for you. And if it works for you, great, man. I hope it does. And then that'll lead into me, kind of like I said, kind of just making videos where I'm giving out picks. So once you got all that set up, so now you can kind of get invested in certain coins that are making money for you, and now you'll get to a point to where you're achieving your goals. So so I guess, like I said, I'll wrap up the video here. If you like what I said, please like, subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate you guys. Take care.